A lot of times we stop ourselves from exploring these new skills because we think they aren't fun. But what we're actually experiencing... The other day, I got an embroidery machine to try and learn a new skill. And in today's video, I want to break down skill acquisition and talk about how long it took me to figure out embroidery and what that means for you whenever you go out to learn new skills. Here are some insights I got on skill acquisition from learning embroidery. Here's what I learned. I got the embroidery machine, and off the bat, here's some stuff I embroidered. By the way, this is passion fruit from Whoa Hello, now available if you want to grab it. I'll show you every single embroider I did. I ended up doing 6 or 7. This was number 1, all right? I tried to embroider the word whoa, like Whoa Hello, and you can see the stitching is all over the place. Like, I know exactly what I did wrong in retrospect, but look at that. It's trash. But that was number 1, and if I had given up then, I would have just thought I was terrible at embroidery. And that's the same with any skill. If you give up after the first try, of course you're gonna think you suck. For number 2, I realized the letters might have been too big, so I went smaller. We ended up with that. Again, things are slipping around, it wasn't there. So, lesson from try number 2 is, even the second try is gonna suck. You know, keep going, who cares? And fuck the haters. The haters in this case being myself, my brain telling me that I sucked at embroidery. And here's try 3. Try 3 is almost there. The whoa is perfectly put in. The machine was actually in the right spot to get the embroidery on there. It looks decent. I'd say by 3 tries, I had mastered text. And then I was ready to move on. So what did I learn from that? I learned 3 tries of a new skill is enough to get basic competence. Most people give up way too early. As soon as I had basic competency, I decided, screw it. I'm gonna try to take this to the next level. And this is try number 4, try to make a ghost. Notice the basics of it are okay. We got 1 layer down, but when I tried to do multiple layers, the whole machine fell apart and we ended up with some issues. There was like a hole in the shirt here and some other issues. I actually cut that thread because at one point it was just a big knot. It almost destroyed the machine. So that was try 4. My learning on that one was don't give up. Every single one of these I was expecting to hit out of the park. Try number 1, I wanted to work perfect, but I'm just gonna keep going because I know eventually I'm gonna get it. After that was done, I looked online for some tutorials and I did another pass and I ended up with that. It's the ghost. It's a skull with a witch's hat, multiple threads at once. It still wasn't all the colors. I wanted this to have another 3 or 4 layers of colors. The machine did shut down eventually after 4 or 5 of these thread layers, but we did progress. And what did I learn about that? Again, don't give up after your failures. I got the lettering perfect, and then when I went to the images, it was like I started over again in terms of the quality. And I could have given up. I could have dropped the embroidery machine and quit. And I did. I had quit for 4 or 5 hours. At that point, I went out into the world. I saw a film, or as some people call it, a movie. So then I came back. It was late at night, late for me being about 9:30 p.m. And I tried again. This is the end result of 8 hours of learning embroidery. I've got the image with multiple threads here. I've got text embroidered on top of text, 2 different letter sizes. I'd say this is a successful run. Skill acquired. Intermediate embroidery. Now, I got a few big learnings from that. The first one was, of course, you're gonna suck at first, but don't give up. Keep going. The second major learning was learning new things is frustrating. I haven't learned a new skill like this in a while. And it was amazing how frustrated I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the machine. I was looking at YouTube tutorials for almost everything, digging in. I spent a lot of time. And actually, it wasn't fun. The entire day did pass, I was in flow, but certain moments of it were extremely frustrating and not fun. And that leads us to major learning number 3. It only takes about 8 hours of work to get the basics of any skill. From there, you can decide if you want to keep going or not. But before you've put 8, 9 hours, at least that basic amount of time into a skill, it's very hard to determine whether you find it fun or not. A lot of times, I think we stop ourselves from exploring new things because they aren't fun in the moment. Let's say you want to get into video editing, but you pick up Adobe Premiere and you quit after an hour because you don't want to learn it. Or like me with this embroidery machine, if I had quit after number 1 because I didn't want to learn how to thread it, I almost returned it to Amazon. I almost returned this machine because I didn't want to learn how to do it. A lot of times we stop ourselves from exploring these new skills because we think they aren't fun, but what we're actually experiencing is a knowledge gap. There's a basic level of knowledge that you need to have a good time doing a skill. And you have to push through the initial phases of frustration to get to that point. And that's my major learning from embroidery, because that lends itself to everything else in life. If I wanted to learn Facebook ads, I'm gonna go through 8 hours of tutorials figuring out what a Facebook pixel is, how to even make an ad, what that even looks like. As you guys learn cold email on this channel, it's the same exact thing. There's a lot of frustration. And then once you get it, at least at a beginner level, then practice can start becoming fun. I might never embroider again, but I know how to do it. And also, I had so much fun. If I had quit on like hour 2, I never would have embroidered again. But once I got this done, my entire life has changed. Now I'm an embroiderer. You know, I got it. There's something to be said for that feeling when it comes to acquiring any new skill. Have you been trying a bunch of different marketing tactics and nothing's working? I would love to work with you one-on-one to figure out exactly what's wrong. Whether you're using cold email to get billion-dollar clients on board, like I've done for most of the Fortune 500 for our clients, or you're using YouTube videos. We have over 23,000 subs, so I know something about that. Or sales strategy. Sold millions and millions of dollars in business-to-business transactions. If you're dealing with issues in any of those, I would love to have a one-on-one consulting call with you. You can get more info on that at experiment27.com/consulting. I'm Alex Berman. Thanks for watching.